So, do I believe that people are inherently evil or inherently good? And so, what immediately comes to mind is that I think most people, like today, would believe that they're good, like inherently good. Um, but because I've always thought that, like, I was a good person, growing up. But then, like, delving deeper into my faith, like, I learned that people are inherently evil. So, like, my belief, like, based off of my faith, that people are inherently evil, um, because, like, there's no, like, definition of what um, good is, and so what may be good for someone might be, detrimental to somebody else. So this could also be similar to, like, someone's definition of morality. So, like, somebody's definition of morality might not be your same definition of morality. So it kind of goes back to that, like, what is good and what is evil. But I think something that stuck out to me that kind of talks about this in Machiavelli's The Prince is, "For he who wants to be a good man all the time will be ruined among many so who are not good. It is therefore necessary for a prince who wants to survive to learn how to be good and use the goodness, or not use it according to what needs to be done." So, like, I think this kind of shows that in all of us, like, we're not inherently good, because good, like, in that context of what he's talking about, goodness is something that, like, we have to use in order to get something from somebody else. And then also, everyone sees what you appear to be if you experience what you really are. And then another quote that I thought fit well in this is, "For it can be said of men in general that they are ungrateful, talkative, tricky, and deceitful, eager to avoid dangers, anxious for gain. While you are doing them favors, they are all yours, offering you blood, possessions, life, and children. As I said before, when need for these is remote, but when you need them, they turn on you." And so, once again, I feel like that good that Machiavelli is talking about is only used in reference for your personal gain. And so I think that just kind of shows that people are selfish in, like, what they desire out of another person, and kind of shows how, like, we are inherently evil because we're not consistently looking out for, like, the greater good, I guess, if I can say that. And then another part of the article, I think I could probably talk about a ton of things, but it says, "It is not necessary then for a prince to have all the good qualities mentioned above, but it is necessary to seem to have them." And so, like, he talks about how, it's not always necessary to have good qualities, but it's necessary to seem like they have those good qualities. And so I just think that, and it keeps going on and talks about, like, having those good qualities, like, or seemingly having those good qualities makes you a good person, but it goes back to the fact that it said, like, you seem like you have those good qualities. And then it says at the end of that paragraph, "If possible, he ought not, as I said before, turn away from what is good, but he should be able to do evil if necessary." And so I think that quote also fits into showing how, yeah, we're not good, because it's kind of like a pick between what's necessary for us to do good or to do evil. And so, like, our, like, what am I trying to say? Like, our consistent way that we are isn't good. Like, we have to pick whether or not we're good or evil, which shows that we're not good at the root. So I think that Machiavelli hits on something important when we are discussing good versus evil, that goodness and evil are, like, the tools. So that kind of, yeah, again, like, just shows that we aren't, like, necessarily good. Like we're using goodness and evil for like the tools in which we want something else. And I think this connects back to leadership, because if you consider like everything that Machiavelli is saying, like the ends justify the means. So like doing things that are good or evil. Like I think of like presidents that have went to war, or presidents or leaders that went to war for like for freedom, obviously. And so if you think about war, it's not like something that we think about as being good. We think of war as generally evil. And so like if you think about like leadership, going to war is obviously evil, but like the end result is something good. So freedom for others, that's what we consider to be like the good things of war, but obviously wouldn't consider war to be a good thing. So, you know, talking about how like a leader should be able to use like goodness or evil in a way. I think there's a lot of things that I could talk about in reference to this article, The Prince. But I think that is where I'm going to stop. Sorry, this was so long. But yeah, thanks for listening.